I looked at the divorce papers in shock. My hands were shaking. Just a few days ago, I was taking care of my sick father-in-law, making sure he was comfortable in his last moments. Now, my husband Marvin was throwing me away like I was nothing. "Now that Dad is gone, I want a divorce," he said coldly. "I love someone else." His words broke my heart. I had given up so much for his family, and this was my reward? My eyes filled with tears, but I didn't want him to see me cry. I had once loved Marvin with all my heart. I thought we had a happy life together. But as I looked into his cold eyes, I realized the truth. He never really cared about me. I was just useful to him because I took care of his father. Now that his father was gone, I was no longer needed. He even offered me $5 million to leave, as if money could make up for all the pain he had caused. I gripped the papers tightly. He wouldn't throw me away that easily. Marvin's father had been sick for months. I quit my job and became his full-time caregiver. I fed him, bathed him, and stayed by his side every day. He was a kind man, always thanking me. But Marvin and his family did nothing. His mother barely spoke to me. His sister, Lindy, stole my clothes and never returned them. And Marvin? He was always busy with work. I thought I was doing something good for the family, but now I saw that they never respected me. Marvin started coming home late, saying he was working overtime. I believed him at first, but something felt wrong. He stopped asking about his father. He barely spoke to me. I thought we would grow closer by helping his father together, but instead, I was the only one who cared. Now, holding the divorce papers, I realized I had been blind. Marvin had already moved on long ago. I just didn't see it. One night, my father-in-law called me to his room. He was weak but serious. "I want to test my family," he whispered. He wanted to fake his death to see how Marvin and the others would react. I was shocked. At first I said no, but I saw the pain in his eyes. He needed to know the truth before he died. So I agreed. The next day we pretended he had stopped breathing. I screamed for help, pretending to panic. What happened next was worse than I ever imagined. Instead of crying, Marvin, his mother, and Lindy cheered. "We finally get his money!" Lindy laughed. My heart sank. How could they be so happy? My father-in-law, lying on the bed, had heard everything. I saw the sadness in his eyes. Slowly, he sat up and looked at them. "I understand now," he said. Marvin and the others turned pale, as if they had seen a ghost, but their fear quickly turned to anger, towards me. "You tricked us!" Marvin yelled, grabbing my arm roughly. After that day, Marvin and his family made my life miserable. They locked me in a dirty shed outside. They gave me barely enough food. They treated me like I didn't exist. I stayed quiet because I knew my father-in-law still cared about me, but he was getting weaker every day. I was scared. What would happen to me when he was gone? Marvin and his family wanted me gone, but I wasn't going to leave without a fight. Before my father-in-law died, he made sure Marvin and his family wouldn't get his money. Instead, he left everything to charity. But he gave me something special, an apartment building. It was his way of thanking me for taking care of him. When Marvin and his family returned from their trip to Hawaii, expecting a huge inheritance, they found nothing. "Where's the money?" Marvin screamed. I didn't answer. I just watched as their perfect world started to fall apart. With no inheritance, Marvin started to struggle. His girlfriend Rose left him when she realized he had no money. His mother and Lindy turned against him. They fought all the time. Meanwhile, I was free. I had my own place, my own income. I was finally happy. Then, one night, my phone rang. It was Marvin. His voice was desperate. "Ramona, please," he begged. "I need you." But I wasn't going to fall for his lies again. I had one last thing to do. I hired a detective to investigate Rose. What I found was shocking. She was already married. I sent the proof to her husband. Soon, Rose's husband took legal action against her. Marvin was caught in the middle and had to pay a huge fine. His debts grew worse. His mother and Lindy abandoned him when they realized he had nothing left. He was completely alone. The man who once thought he was better than me now had nothing. One day, my phone rang. It was Marvin. I hesitated before answering. "Ramona, I regret everything," he said. His voice was weak, almost begging. "Please, let's fix this. I was wrong." I sat silently, listening. There was a time when I would have done anything to hear those words. But now, they felt empty. Marvin wasn't sorry for hurting me. He was just desperate. His money was gone, Rose had left him, and his family had turned against him. I took a deep breath and calmly replied, "I can't help you." Then I hung up, blocking his number forever. With Marvin out of my life, I finally felt free. The apartment my father-in-law left me provided enough income to support myself. For the first time in years, I wasn't worried about money or pleasing people who never cared about me. I went back to work as a caregiver, doing what I loved, helping people who truly appreciated it. My heart, which had been broken so many times, started healing. I realized love should never be one-sided. I had spent too long giving to people who only took from me. Now I was learning to put myself first. I heard rumors about Marvin's downfall. He had borrowed money from dangerous people, hoping to pay off his debts. But without a stable job, he couldn't repay them. His mother and Lindy had abandoned him too. The three of them, once so greedy and cruel, were now struggling just to survive. It was strange. I once cried over losing Marvin. Now I barely thought about him. He had made his choices, and life had given him what he deserved. I, on the other hand, was finally moving forward, free from his lies and betrayals. I never spoke to Marvin again. I knew that if I let him back into my life, he would only use me again. I had suffered enough. I had been locked in a shed, treated like a servant, and thrown away like garbage. But I wasn't weak anymore. I had survived, and that was my victory. Marvin, who once thought he was better than me, now had nothing. Part of me pitied him, but another part knew this was justice. Life had punished him far worse than I ever could. I walked through my new home and smiled. I had come so far. There was a time when I believed my happiness depended on Marvin's love. Now I saw the truth. My happiness had nothing to do with him. I was stronger than I had ever been. Marvin's betrayal had once destroyed me, but now it didn't matter. I had built a life of my own, without him. I no longer needed anyone's approval. I was enough. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the past finally lift. My future was unknown, but for the first time, I wasn't afraid. No more lies, no more pain. I was free. I was strong. And I was happy. Life had given me a second chance, and I wasn't going to waste it. Smiling, I walked forward, ready to embrace whatever came next.